Welcome to Momentum Monday. Today is November 28th, 2021. Howard, I hear you're recovering from your booster shots.
I am. Had a long ride today, so I'm beat. So I'm letting you drive.
Maybe you're the reason why Moderna and BioNTech shares have been doing so well recently. You know, they've been rising in anticipation of your booster shot.
What's the other one?
BioNTech, BNTX, which is basically, they have a 50-50 split with Pfizer.
Does Pfizer own a piece of this company? Wow. Look at those earnings. Jesus.
No, they're sharing the revenue from their vaccine 50-50. So Pfizer is the distribution company. BioNTech is actually the one that came up with the vaccine.
Okay, got it.
So either way, I think last time we touched on the same subject. We talked how the market has been kind of expecting all those COVID complications. If you look at the price action in all the reopening stocks, I mean, it's not, they didn't just, fall on Friday. They've been going down for the past 3 weeks. So it's been kind of expected, like anything leisure related to travel related has been under pressure. And then anything tech related, especially all the mega caps, have been super strong as capital has been rotating there. So this is not a new trend. Like Friday was just an acceleration. All that hassle about that new mutation, which I think that there will be a new mutation probably every year, if not more than one.
Yeah, but the airlines can't just keep surviving this. That's interesting. If we go back, they're back at the November prices of last year now.
Yeah, this is monthly. Definitely, it's not looking pretty. Maybe the market's overreacting.
No,
we'll know more. Maybe, or maybe Warren Buffett was correct. Everyone was making fun of him that he sold all of his airline shares at the bottom, but we'll see. We'll know more.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, that is not. What do the hotel stocks look like? Hilton.
They're holding a little bit better, actually. I mean, not amazing. I mean, on Fridays, almost everything gapped down. Hilton, Marriott, even Airbnb, which had decent earnings. I mean, at least they finished near the highs of the day, so there were buyers for sure. It wasn't just sellers.
All these breakouts are giving up. What about Simon Properties? It's had just a great run off the bottom of that. There's something to this. Yeah, it's still way up above
the 50. Yes, the red one is the 50.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal. I mean,
it just proves the airlines are a shitty business, is all it does.
Maybe, yeah. Also, the other one, the cruise lines, even worse than the airlines. If you look at their charts.
Oh my goodness. How did I get back to 100? Give me the Royal Caribbean monthly. Weekly.
All right, real quick. So this is weekly.
Yeah, that ain't pretty.
They never really cleared that huge resistance and monthly. But I mean, obviously, COVID is right now is the major theme. It impacts everything. It's the number one headline. But there are other things going on in the market. Even before that scare on Friday, on Black Friday, we saw some huge sell-offs in growth tech stocks.
Yeah, we've been talking about it.
Mid-cap mostly. I mean, their valuation is insane. So obviously they can fall for any reason, just valuation reason alone. ASAN, for example, and there was a big sell-off right before the FOMC meeting. It seems like it's become a tradition. Like every time before an FOMC meeting, all those high growth stocks kind of pull back. Maybe the markets, it's the market's way of anticipating that the Fed is going to say or do something regarding interest rates and its open market policy. Usually the Fed doesn't do anything and they just, recover after that. Maybe this time is different. There's some pretty big red candles. This is just ASAN. Quite a few names in the space have experienced, significant pullbacks. I mean, it's not unusual for them since they're high growth momentum stocks, and they can have 20, 30% pullback when the general market pulls back 5%. But this is some pretty major volume on many of those names, and they have decent growth, decent earnings, many of them. So definitely, even before that COVID that happened on Friday, those stocks have been under pressure. Also, a lot of the smaller retailers are coming up and saying, that they're having issues. They're starting to guide lower, and most of them just have huge gap downs. Best Buy, Nordstrom, all of them, starting to gap down. This is happening before. I said this was already happening before Friday, so before the Omicron.
Yeah, ARK. If you look at ARK Innovation, she was the queen by February of this year. Now they're down 33% from the high. So again, Charlie calls it a stock picker's bear market. Obviously, if you're in the right stocks, it's always a bull market. But what was working stopped working. Semiconductors are the only ones that really continued.
They're holding well on most of them, yes. Like especially the big one, NVIDIA, AMD. They definitely maybe building new bases. Maybe they just go sideways now as the market has weakened.
Well, I mean, there's just the graphic cards are like cocaine at this point with the metaverse. Like so AMD and NVIDIA have got crack cocaine for people that want to mine crypto and so they're kind of arms dealers at this point. So they've been kind of immune. The metaverse tokens are on fire.
Yeah, Mana.
Yeah, I don't know how to pull all those up.
I can pull it up. Just give me a second.
SMH. But yeah, these metaverse seemed obvious that they would go up. So I just.
Well, do you know all of them? I don't know all of them. I know Mana.
I think Mana. I'm just looking through which ones.
Where was it?
Sorry. They are Sand.x and Mana.
Sand. Okay. Sand.
Metaverse tokens. I don't know what Sand. Sand is the Sandbox.
Okay. Wow, look at this.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then we have
Mana is the other one.
Okay. Yeah, both of them on fire. And also the stock plays, NVIDIA and U and Roblox holding relatively well.
Well, if we're going to go into another, panic, which we did, VIX rose 50%. So that's what you need to know.
Yeah.
So that's just a rare, it kind of makes sense now after seeing those growth stocks sell off. Now you get the rise in the VIX. If things calm down, money will come out. I mean, what's happening is the new T-bills are FANG, right? Like we're talking about it.
Yeah.
They pay higher interest rate than T-bills. These companies have better yield. And so they're a safe haven in a market that's got a risk-on environment. You just, it's just own the FANG, I guess. No, that can't continue if the market continues to have, COVID problems. But I have friends in South Africa that are stuck there, that went there to see family over holidays. And so things are shutting down. And once the government has all this extra power from the first couple waves, they can overreact for a long period of time now that they know they can print money. So interesting, I think you got to I'm not a gambler, and so I don't want to front run a pandemic again. So I'm mostly just watching. What are you doing?
I'm mostly in cash and just mostly doing intraday right now, just because of the the big gaps they're going on in the market. Personally, I do think that the market might have overreacted because we know that
usually does.
The market always overreact. That's why we have the big uptrends and big downtrends, and therefore opportunities. But we don't know if the market is done reacting. I think listen, at BKNG, on travel, I trust
the big ones. You know, if you look at Priceline bookings, you know, that right back into a base that was, you know, that was a huge breakout that trapped a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
That was like a long, long base. And, you know, that one has me a little weary of the travel sector. Like you can see that they can't, the airlines and the cruise lines can't take another. I mean, they're on their last legs. So that's why I rushed out to get finally my third
Well,
dose.
the world is always going to need airlines, and you know they might have new shareholders, new owners, but you know they.
Well, you know what I mean. The common stock, that's a lot of pain. If you look at Boeing,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. That's not. I'm not like, but I'm saying the common can get wiped out and companies can be fine. So these are really ugly. This is different than Simon Properties. The malls will be fine, but the airlines, you know, people have their third vaccine, right? So the malls can stay open, but the airlines can shut down. You know what I mean? This time around. And, you know, people just won't travel. They're used to not traveling from the last 2 years, and it's easy to put that off, especially if you have your third shot and can go outside and restaurants and yada, yada, yada. So I think you're seeing a kind of a bifurcated way that this wave may play off. I forget the name, Omicron or whatever they're calling
Omicron,
it. Yeah. So anyways, I think the market's overreacted. I love seeing the VIX elevated. We needed that. That showed some fear. Your chart's not showing it that well. Well, yeah, 25. So when is that reset? Boy, that was, yeah, I don't understand that one. I'm used to looking at it a different way. But
this is a weekly chart, so
but that's not the VIX, it's the VX.
Oh, that's a different thing. That's not the VIX. That's
yeah, that thing trends to zero.
Well, I don't know. Let me.
Don't worry about it. But I know the VIX was up 50%. I have it in Koifin. But anyways, I'm just gonna watch. I mean, the favorite meme stocks were hit. 2 GameStop back below 200.
Yeah.
So the safe havens of the memers went back into base. But but looking at Airbnb, looking at Booking, and looking at the FANG stocks, it's like people are hiding out in these breakouts that fail, or just, you know, you probe and it's okay to try these things. But Amazon pulled back, Shopify broke out and pulled back. So the market needs time. Basically, that's it. So you can't rush it. Things are starting to look pretty damn good again. And I just think you got to stay in the game here and just wait for. So yeah, oil must have got hit on that.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, there's some blue, what do you call it, silver linings in this oil.
Exactly. Crazy. I mean, one of the sectors that is kind of holding well so far is clean tech, especially electric vehicles. I mean, even the Chinese ones are holding relatively well, considering how beaten China is. Like all the Chinese stocks are down like 50 to 60% this year. Mm-hmm. Then you have some of those Chinese electric vehicle stocks that they're holding better than the rest. They're not doing amazing.
You're messing with China still. So you gotta have your.
They're just holding relatively well. So
yeah, but tech in China continues to struggle. Baba, new lows.
Yes.
The Shopify of China, like the e-commerce, Bizan continues to hit new lows. Man, that is just horrific. We take a lot of things for granted here, man. We would not like to see markets act like that. So I'm playing defense until I see crypto getting a bid consistently. So people want to trade. There's risk on. Ethereum just holding above 4,000 and bounces hard each time it gets down there. So risk is on, but it seems to be the more digital you get, the better. Right?
Yeah, money is rotating. I mean, there's still plenty of liquidity in the system. So, I mean, there might be some like short-term moments of panic where everything settles down for a little bit, but money is not going to sit on the sideline earning nothing. It's just always going to rotate somewhere.
Yeah, and especially with rates at zero. That's what I'm saying. So it's hiding out in FANG, waiting for the dust to settle. But I'd stick to high quality names. But again, there's different, that's the show's more about momentum. There's a million ways to skin a cat. All right. Well, have a great week. I'm gonna lay low and just check in next week.
All
But
right,
I
Howard.
don't see any. I mean, the VIX being up is the key thing. That's a good sign in many ways, that the market's overreacting finally by people buying puts. At the very least, they'll get sideswiped if this thing blows over. And that's what the market needs, a little bit of fear. All right, everybody, have a great week.
All right, you too, Howard.
Yeah.